Hey everyone, finally we're gonna just tackle one more video for today on the MatMadik cast channel. Thanks for coming by. Shout out to Shannon Garcia for recommending this one. I may put my channel right in trouble for saying the word that he's gonna taking the time to rename with funny letters, but I'm gonna say it. Pedophiles? Oh dear. I said it. Anyway, you know me. I like to make a stand where I can. I'd happily re-upload my music video that I put that YouTube struck down, but I'm gonna be a bit clever about that. It's already up there in YouTube in backup form, but I'm just gonna wait, letting things unfold as time goes by. But yo, you know my take on this whole thing. I used to probably, if you haven't, check out my reaction to the Gay Man's Choir "We're Coming for Your Children" song. Anyway, Bryson, Gray, Tyson, James. Let's let it rip.
A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender.
Well,
and that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors.
oh dear. Just to hear those words sounds like, well, you know what? Look, you may think I'm insane, but I'm gonna just say something here that needs to be said because I'm just getting all sorts of epiphanies recently. People are being played right now. They're being deliberately triggered and sent charging angrily off a cliff. And you have to just sometimes have a cool, calm head to listen to people say things that would typically be a trigger for you and to just respond as opposed to react. You react, you play, as Trump would say, you play right into their hands. I haven't seen that clip, but I would be interested in seeing where he was going with that, you know, because yes, simply put, that kind of behavior is not on, or that kind of characteristic. However, it is something that is, I'll say plaguing, but it's something that is a state of mind within somebody. And all I know is that when you attack somebody, oh dear, shall I say, okay, when you attack somebody, you tend to stiffen their resolve because we have this, apparently it's something about, I learned from my friend recently, we have this synapse or we have something in our brain that when we are confronted on something, we have a neurological response that is akin to responding to pain. So we feel that we have to either fight or flight. Now, we hope that we can fight somebody enough today for them to run away, fly off, but sometimes they'll just fight back and stiffen their neck. And you could say, fine, you can stiffen your neck, we'll break it for you. You know, you just want to be clinical. That's what I'm trying to say. Pick apart what these people are saying and trying to do, one by one, and respond with a cool head. That's all I can say. But let's see what Bryson and Tyson got to say about this. You understand what I'm saying? Catch me in the comments if you're not clear, and I'll explain what I'm saying. No way in hell am I condoning any sort of nonsense, but I'm just saying, beware if you would, go to let the sun rest on your anger, as Jesus would advise against, or your wrath. Just take action to remedy something rather than screw yourself over. Anyway, let's keep it going.
Oh man, y'all are pedophiles. For a little bit of money, you will sell a child. Ain't the LGBTQ a bunch of pedophiles? You just see a dollar sign cause y'all are pedophiles. Y'all are sick, hey, y'all a bunch of pedophiles.
So this is interesting. Now, I understand, like, this is what I was saying. There are people who say, oh, well, I'm part of the so-and-so community, but I am not that far gone. When you go ahead and throw everyone under a certain label, you're kind of doing what they're doing. If you don't agree with one thing that they do, apparently you belong to this label if you don't agree with one component of our agenda. Now, when I say agenda, I'm talking about the rainbow people. But and indeed, I personally would love to see the rainbow just return to its former glory. But anyway, but yes, call out evil as it needs to be called out and remove it that way. That being said, let's see where he takes us with this. Will it be a lateral response, just straight up condemnation and done with, or will he go deeper at least and try to figure out what's going on? And yes, he's talking about a financial incentive to this whole thing. It gets disturbing.
Bit of money, you will sell a child. Ain't the LGBTQ a bunch of pedophiles? You just see a dollar Throw 'em in the fire with the flames. Line 'em up and let us take aim. How did we get to this place? When grooming kids is something you embrace. I got a gun and it goes something like the blaze. It's a crime now and it's time out for these men dressing in drag. Pull a 9 out, time to sign now. You gon' buy now with that flag. I say no to that rainbow, it's no bueno, you're a fag. No halo, got the queso cause you do it all for the pay. They ain't hiding now, they coming for the kids. They calling me a bigot, but y'all a bundle of twigs. You selling up the children, going to the highest bid. How much you getting paid from the rhinos and all the libs? Yeah.
Oh, but you did go deeper. There is financial incentive, which would stand to reason. I mean, if you guys know about adrenochrome, of all people, that Nick Natoli character, who's, again, a lot of you are convinced that is simply not a legit artist, but, you know, fair enough. But he's definitely, with at least some of the titles he's dropped, has alerted me to some things I ought to have looked into. If you guys know about adrenochrome and the whole thing about apparently the deep state, essentially, but government entities, people on the left, if you will, governors on the left, and mainstream media along with them, apparently harvesting a certain. Oh, I don't even want to go into how that substance is procured, but yes, this is say it's from the blood of the innocent. A bit like, think if you have seen the Dark Crystal, just think of it as essence from a gelfling. Yeah, when you think about that, it stands to reason as to why some people are particularly outraged over the, well, let's just say, the so-called abortion rights, which didn't exist in the first place, but the privilege being leveled or dampened at the very least. There seems to be indeed an agenda that, thankfully, a lot of people are becoming curious about this, to wonder. You may be on the so-called left or right, but you may be curious as to why a lot of unnecessary adult material is being put before kids these days. Let Tyson sing it for you.
Y'all might be handed over, I ain't wasting time in prayer. You send your kids to hell, you
ain't wasting time in prayer. Well, I don't know, man. You ought to pray. Jesus meant it when he said love is your enemies, not for them, but for you. Anyway, dude, God bless you.
Sick and you don't even care. Maybe we should stone you, get you in the city square. Call it street justice. Think before you touch another hair. Oh man, y'all a pedophile.
I know what you're saying. And I understand. I used to be a big old fan of that show called SVU. Yeah, and even just looking at some of these cases that have just, even the left would rally against once upon a time. It stands to reasons why people would be so particularly outraged, and I'm talking in a very controlled manner right now, just for the sake of the platform I am on and so on. But yeah, I'm not saying you have no right to react the way you do. No, that's not what I'm saying. Please do as you feel. I'm just saying, dig deeper, find out why things are going on purpose. This is not a simple case of some mad people being let loose in the place. These are people who this looks like an agenda afoot, and we need to figure out what in the world are you deliberately doing this for.
For a little bit of money, you will sell a child. Ain't the LGBTQ a bunch of pedophiles? You just see a dollar sign cause y'all are pedophiles. Y'all are sick, ayy, y'all a bunch of pedophiles. For a little bit of money, you will sell a child. Ain't the LGBTQ a bunch of pedophiles? You just see a dollar sign cause y'all are pedophiles. Y'all are sick, ayy, y'all are
pedophiles running wild. I think they need to be stoned. They groom your children in schools when they leaving the home. Y'all say live and let live, and the each is your own until they disguise it as gay when they creepy and grown. LGBTQ, let God burn them quickly.
Bryson, that's hate speech.
That's why everyone's against me, and they looking for a villain. I'm so glad they picked me. I would say the F word, but they might suspend me. Fag, 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 wait, that's a British cigarette. Pedophiles got certain tendencies.
Yes, fags. We say fag in the UK, and it means cigarette indeed. It doesn't really have the same sting as it does in America, in the UK. But yeah, like I was saying, I understand. You know what's funny? the outrage. I'm just saying the whole thing about being outraged and let's do this and let's have some violence. The whole thing about that is what makes you no different from the outrage nutcases on the other side. You must have a level head. Yes, bring people to justice, but anyway, say what you want in my comments, but just anyway, consider. Now, what I'm trying to say is, just like what Bryson was saying, when something pushed on you like through Christina Aguilera, good lord, what the hell happened to her? Oh well. How the mighty, I mean, how the stars have lost their shine over the past few years. Mr. Slapping Chris Rock, Will Smith, or Christina, or even Jackie, but or Brad Pitt with the skirt, if he's your hero. But what I'm trying to say is when you're getting this stuff being pushed on you in a controlled manner, it seems silly to react with outrage. They're they're not they're not coming to you and say, even though fine, even though you got nutcases who want to scream and holler and you don't accept their nonsense. Um, the people behind the scenes, they're just putting it there quietly, standing back and trying to let you fight like in Squid Games. You need somebody to go on the other side and arrest them quietly, or at least arrest them quietly, and then you can blast the image around the place. But you don't want to lose your rag over this. Anyway, I know it's you may want to just tell me to get lost, but I just have to really stress this. I just got a sense that something bizarre is going to happen if people don't take a measured response. Anyway, God bless you.
Me no disrespect. Before you completely cancel me, please let me interject. Don't let distractions stop you from seeing what's the biggest threat. It's a slippery slope. Let them get married and bake their cake. Now it's let them date little kids if that's who they want to date. Dancing naked in front of children. Skirt. Hit the brakes. Just wait. The unrepentant will all burn inside the lake.
Man, y'all are pedophiles. For a little bit of money, you will sell a child. Ain't the LGBTQ a bunch of pedophiles? You just see a dollar sign cause y'all are pedophiles. Y'all are sick, ayy, y'all a bunch of pedophiles. For a little bit of money, you will sell a child. Ain't the LGBTQ a bunch of pedophiles? You just see a dollar sign cause y'all are pedophiles. Y'all are sick, ayy, y'all a bunch of pedophiles. To be continued. I mean, we did pretty good this Abomination Month.
All right.
But until next time, repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand.
It's funny that equality, burning the flag of equality, all these contradictory symbols that people having to make sense of who is on the right side, who is on the wrong side. You have to trust yourself, follow your heart. And that's how the cycle gets perpetuated. Let me know what you think, people. Anyway, God bless you. Where we go, one we go. Peace.